Howdy folks, I'm Rebecca Jolly, the Jolly Alchemist, and today we are going to look at a neutrino forecast for Sunday, the 28th of September 2025. Now it seems that yesterday I got a little excited and was maybe looking ahead 2 days instead of one because I covered a lot of the things for today. So that's good because I suspect I may have forgotten the song for yesterday. And if that's the case, let me give it to you right now because it's such a good song. So let's go back to that real quick. And that song was For What It's Worth by Moontrix and Shred Kelly. Shred Kelly. Okay. But for what it's worth, it's like a retooling of the old song. I just had it in my mind. Take a look now, everybody look what's going down, that one, sort of a redoing that, and it's really about taking a look, yesterday we talked about conservative principles for gradual evolution, gradual change. Hey everybody, look at this. All this stuff is happening, of course this needs to change. So yeah, all right, so moving on. Today we move to the second line of this cross of service. Now, in the second line, we're still kind of inwardly focused, and we're moving to that natural line where they're doing the thing and they're not really understand it. They're not really able to make significant mutative changes there, but they're just gifted with being able to do something that they themselves cannot truly understand. And in 18 line 2, that is accepting, according to 64 keys. Ra called it terminal disease. Ooh, there's a shocking term, right? Like when we were in 26 line 6 and he called it ignorance. Who wants to know that they're carrying ignorance? It's not really ignorance, as we discussed, and neither is this you're going to get terminally sick. But what it is to recognize and accept what is irreversible. So we're in the 18th gate, we're in focus on the broken, or working on what is spoiled, and the second line of that gate is going to basically either accept or not that there are some things that are already spoiled. You can't fix them. Ra used the example of somebody with a deformity. It doesn't matter how much you yell at them or try to change them or try to fix them. That's not going to get fixed. So just accept it. And that is exactly what we are meant to be looking at today. What can we change? And if we can't change it, let it be. Accept it. Be in the, in the truth of the moment and willing to allow it, because Ra calls this 18-2 the line of the classic bitch. They're just always bitching, and they're not necessarily letting go and recognizing, and it's that acceptance that is the key there to getting through it. Although, of course, he says there's a right and wrong to both ends of the spectrum. You might be accepting it when it's not time to accept it, and you might be fighting it when it is time to accept it. So it's really about gaining wisdom about that whole subject. And people who carry this line of this gate are here to do that with their lives. All right, 17.2, the Earth activation is selectivity for 64 keys, and Ra calls it discrimination. Not that far off. Of course, discrimination can be taken wrong, so I see why they chose selectivity. To recognize productive associations with keen perceptiveness. Now, the 17th gate, that's the other side of this, of the 17, is coming out of the mind here, what Ra calls the ajna, and it is about organizational genius or organizational perceptiveness, being able to see what patterns will move us forward into the future, right? And this is actually going to make a connection because we also have 62 happening in Jupiter today and for the next few days. So we're really going to be getting this channel of activation for the whole world. So if you don't have an activated mind or an activated throat, you will be experiencing more ease of being able to speak, especially about the nature of the future for the next few days, as long as we're looking at 17, and 62 is also in the Jupiter, which we're at 2, so it should be there the whole time. So yeah, foresighted concepts for the future is what's going on in that channel that we're holding there. And in that 17th gate, there's really this dynamic tension that's going on all the time between leading and following, ruling and serving. And so you have this, like, finding the balance of that. Who are the people that are going to help this work right? And, do I need to work with them? Do I need to find, where do they need to be? How do things need to be organized for the future? Our moon starts off in 5-2, and I remember saying yesterday that we were going through 5 and into 26, but we're not. So we're starting in 5, moving through 26. 5-2 is equanimity, to keep one's head when equanimity is indicated. The 5th gate is right here. This is the channel of rhythm, or, pulsing, a natural flow to life that's basically created by the 5, standing still and waiting, and then the 15, swinging all around back and forth to all the possible extremes. And the 5-2 is natural, sort of sitting or waiting or being in the flow, to keep one's head when it's time to keep one's head. And remember, oftentimes we just have to wait. I can't tell you how many times this has helped me in the last few years since I discovered human design, because I am not, as a manifesting generator or a specialist, as 64 Keys calls it, the type to be patient and sit around and wait. I've always wanted, just like, whenever I just feel restless and I just want to, just go, get it. And now I'm just like, better not. Don't want to initiate. Don't want to push. All I get from that is resistance. How about if I just sit and wait? Sitting and waiting is very, very safe. I think I'll do that. And more, that's starting to bring the things to me. I'm starting to be this person on the mountain, waiting for the things to respond to. They come, I respond to them. Then I'm in the flow. Then I'm doing it properly. Fucking finally. All the people who know me pretty much know me as a chaos bunny, so this is a lovely change for them to see me going, I think I'll just wait for something to happen. And it has been, so that's good for me. All right, so then the moon will move to 26, which I already talked about yesterday, great taming power, and this is the ability to influence others, or if this power is not used correctly, it's used to manipulate others, because we have an awareness of their needs and what's going on, and the whole situation, so then we can move it how we want to move it. Well, there are people who are meant to do that, and me, only carrying the 44 on the other side, not meant to do that. Giving that up. Then the moon moves to gate 11, which is, interestingly, on the other side of the 17, and this is the gate of ideas or peace. So these are ideas that will flood into the head. If you happen to have the 56, the storyteller, boom, that's going to make another connection for you. If not, it's just ideas sitting there. It might not do anything at all. Okay, so that's the moon, which is the first of our people energies. Our second people energy is Mercury, which starts off in 57.2, but it does move to 57.3. However, like I said, I already covered both of those yesterday, so let's just review it real quick. 57.2 is cleansing, clarity of intuition and determination for values and ideals. 57.3 is acuteness, the acuteness of perfected intelligence. Of course, both of these activations are from intuition. That is coming out of the splenic center. So this is body-based intelligence for the right place to go or the right thing to notice in the world. Okay, our next we have Venus, and that starts off at 40.5, which is rigidity towards negative forces, and moves into 40.6, exclusion, to exclude forces to protect the group. Again, I feel like I repeat myself all the time, but I know other people are learning, so we'll do this again. Gate 40, the bacon bringer. This is the channel of the deal, the bargain, community. This is the world energy we're leaving behind. And that 40th gate is part of it, as it's deciding Who needs to be excluded because they're asking too much of me? I'm here to work and serve and bring resources in, but only in certain special circumstances, only if there's a deal been made, and the people who are not working according to my vision of the deal, cut them on out. So that's the 6th line, naturally, not even thinking about it, just you're out. So 28, line 2 is in Mars, the last of our people energies, and 28, line 2 was, Jesus Christ, 2 days ago. How the fuck does that work? Just a sec, let me double check this. 28-2, yeah, the very end of it gets clipped there. So that is alliances, the acceptance of questionable alliances, and then of course today it really moves into 28.3, adventurism combined with intuitive caution. And that 28 that we're talking about is the gate of risks. So it's being able to intuitively know which risks are the proper risks to take. And of course, in that 3rd line, you become a little adventurous and begin to actually take those risks. And cross your finger that you did it right, because then you're going to have to struggle to meet the challenges that risk presented to you. So if you have an adventuring spirit, good. But just do it with care. Make sure you pay attention to your details beforehand so that risk doesn't end up turning into something scary or uncool in the end. Our global energies are staying the same. However, we do have a connection being made between gate 20, which is in Uranus, and 57, which we just talked about, the gate of intuition, which makes that channel of being able to react in the moment to something, having your intuition in the moment, that flash of inspiration. So we're all getting the capacity for this flash of inspiration, the whole world. So you might see if people are journaling and keeping ideas of when the ideas, keeping track of when the ideas are coming in, that these days right here where we have this meeting up of those energies in everyone on the planet, that boom, intuitive insights and ideas are being generated, especially because we are having this 11 pass through in the moon. And anybody who has a 56 or is around a general people, if you're in grocery stores, coffee shops, airports, any place where there's public going on, those things are going to be firing because everybody has the 11 for a while today. So today's song is Follow the Sun by Xavier Rudd. And the reason this song came up to me is because it's about being in nature and looking at what's there and dealing with it, accepting with it, going with it. And you're also, you're not making people associations in a 17th gate kind of way, but you're following the cues, and it's like you're just I'm gonna be like an eagle here, be like a river there, be like a bat here, to have all the support from nature to find our right place, to be in our right place, and to accept it. So if you have a chance, check that one out, but for sure listen to this lovely song For What It's Worth by Moontrix and Shred Kelly from yesterday, because that just had a real nice groove to it, and it's also relevant to today, and it makes sense because they're both themes of the cross of service. It's serving the world through helping it get perfected, having opinions about how to do it better. So pay attention to that, and come back tomorrow. We'll talk about that 3rd line and what that entails in the cross of service. Until then, take care. Ciao.